join us on page H35, page 35 of the Green Book.
Return again, turn again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul.
Please join us on page 9. For the days of awe.
In the days of awe, we come together to center ourselves. In the days of awe, we come together to cleanse ourselves. Teshuvah, turning, returning to the essence. Teshuvah, we are turning, returning to the essence of who we are, of who we are, of who we are, of who we are. In the days of awe, we come together to center ourselves. In the days of awe, we come together to cleanse ourselves. Teshuvah, turning, returning to the essence. Teshuvah,
Sweet surrender to the luminous empire of the one.
Join us on page 97 for Harofe Lishvorele. Healer of the brokenhearted. Harofe Lishvorele, Harofe Lishvorele, Harofe Lishvorele, Harofe Lishvorele, healing the broken, my heart, healing the broken, my heart, healer of the broken, broken-hearted, healer of the broken, broken-hearted, Harofe Lishvorele, Harofe Lishvorele, Harofe Lishvorele, Harofe Lishvorele, Harofe Lishvorele, broken, Harofe Lishvorele, Harofe Lishvorele, broken, Harofe Lishvorele, Harofe Lishvorele, broken, broken-hearted, Harofe Lishvorele, broken, broken-hearted, Harofe Lishvorele, broken, broken-hearted, healer of the broken, broken-hearted.
My soul tells me we were all broken from the same nameless heart, and every living thing wakes with a piece of that original heart aching its way into blossom. This is why we know each other below our strangeness, why when we fall we lift each other, or when in pain we hold each other, why when sudden with joy we dance together. Life is the many pieces of that great heart loving itself back together.
Healer of the broken, broken-hearted, healer of the broken, broken-hearted.
Welcome, everybody. Turn me down a little there. It's wonderful to see so many faces here, and some new faces. I'm Jordan Michaels, president of Ad Olam. Ad Olam is an organization started by Rabbi Hanan Sills. He's no longer with us, but we try to carry on his spirit and some of his ideas on how to do a service and bring the universal and the love of our traditions and make them accessible and make them resonate with our lives of who we are today. One of the great grandfathers of the Jewish renewal movement. And I've lit a candle there on the candle table just to help us remember Hanan and to introduce Hanan for those who didn't have a chance to meet him. I wanted to also introduce Aruna Beth Miriam Rose, and she's the director of tonight's event. And
Co-director with Jordan.
Thank you.
And Rob helps too.
And Rob's assisting tonight, and he led the service the other day, Rosh Hashanah. And so the three of us are kind of the biggest part of Ad Olam, and except for tomorrow morning service, Emily Fox and Cantor Yossi Weintraub will be leading a Zoom service in the morning, and they both are long-term Ad Olam people as well. And so are some of the people attending today, so it's great to see you all. I also wanted to introduce the other people who are helping out tonight, I guess in order from far in on there. So the far end is Juliet Thompson, singing, and Mara Cook, also singing. And then we also have Eric Alterman singing, and maybe I think he was playing cello. I was in the other room. And Amy Danziger, also known as Yumi, in the back there. She'll be playing cello also for the Kol Nidrei. And thank you everyone else who assisted with setup and cleanup soon and everything else. I suggested a couple charitable causes for the high holidays. It's a tradition. Anyone feels moved to do that, give to your meaningful charity of your choice. The two I recommended were a couple Ukrainian Jewish holidays to help with refugees, and they are on the handout on the table and on the website. Tomorrow, the morning service I mentioned on Zoom. The address, the Zoom link is on the website and also on this handout. And the Nila service is the closing of the gates, the kind of the end of the holiday. Jewish day goes from evening to sunset. So sunset's the evening service. So we're starting that closing service at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Gather in my home at 4:45. There's maps on the table out front too if you don't know how to find me. And then at about 6 o'clock, we'll wrap that up and do a break the fast. You don't have to be fasting to break your fast. Just bring food. That's the only criteria. Okay, and I think that's all I've got. Anything else anyone need to say? Okay, let's move on. Okay, so we have a reading from Sky, who's going to channel Rabbi Hanan, who I mentioned. This is a quote that Rabbi Hanan gave us.
Excuse me, Jordan, we just also have to honor that Carly Lovely is here as well.
Oh, Carly Lovely, I'm sorry, yeah. Thank you. Yes, Sky, right here. There's kind of a path right here.
And there's 2 seats right up front, right? If anybody wants to be in the front row.
Yeah, and let us know how the sound is. We have these wonderful sound people. Thank you to both Sean and Julian.
On awe. The beginning of wisdom is Yirat Hasham, in awe, dumbstruck, open mouth, speechlessness, surprise, and then the wow comes forth. The beginning of wisdom is being interested, alive, awake in the world.
And Janet, want to come up and give us a reading from Rabbi Nachman of Breslov? Rabbi Nachman was one of the great Hasidic mystical rabbis, the great-grandson of the Baal Shem Tov, master of the good name.
Rabbi Nachman said, "As the hand held before the eye conceals the greatest mountains, so earthly life hides from the glance the enormous lights and mysteries of which the world is full. And one who can draw it away from one's eye, as one draws away a hand, beholds the great shining of the inner worlds."
Thank you, Janet.
So please join us. We're going to sing a Jaya Lakshmi prayer before candle lighting.
It's page 97.
And before we sing that, I would just like to share another Rabbi Nachman quote. "The most direct means for attaching ourselves to God from this material world is through music and song. So even if you can't sing well, sing. Sing to yourself. Sing in the privacy of your home, but sing." So I hope you'll join us tonight. Now is the time when I let go of my fears, inhibitions and sense of dread. and I let you hold me with no resistance in my soul. Now is the time when I let go of my fears, inhibitions and sense of dread. When I give up control and I let you hold me with no resistance in my soul. This is the day when I throw it all away into the fire of the all-loving one. Oh, now I have just what I need to be free, to feel who I really am. This is the day when I throw it all away into the fire of the all-loving one. Oh, now I have just what I need to be free, to feel who I really am. Here is the place where I fall into grace and release into the sweetness of your love. I surrender, I remember the light and the beauty that I am. Please join us. Here is the place where I fall into grace and release into the sweetness of your love. I surrender, I remember the light and the beauty that I am. This is the day. This is the day when I throw it all away into the fire of the all-loving one. Oh, now I have just what I need to be free, to feel who I really am. This is the day. This is the day when I throw it all away into the fire of the all-loving one. Oh, now I have just what I need to be free, to feel who I really am. Please join us for the candle lighting down by the candles, and we want you all to come up.
It's page 98 if you want to.
And I'm going to pull out this cord. Light the light, light the light, light the light, light the light, light. Please join me. Light the light, light, light the light, light the light, light, light the light, light, light the light, light. Light, 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 light. Carly and I sing the way is simple. Please join us if you feel moved. Our wisdom awakens, our memory returns. Within these open hearts, the sacred fire burns, and the way is simple, the way is clear, the way is humble, the way is here. May the fountain within my being be ever flowing, pure, life-giving to all. May the fragrance blossoming from my soul be softening, enlightening the hearts of all. And may the word I weave with the breath I breathe bring beauty, bring beauty. May the steps I walk on this sacred earth be in peace, be in peace. Our wisdom awakens, our memory returns. Within these open hearts, the sacred fire burns. And the way is simple, the way is clear, the way is humble, the way is here. Please join us for the candle lighting. We can huddle around here in Mara. On page 98, if you want to see the blessings. The candles are a reminder of the One's holy presence. In lighting them, we divide the mundane from the sacred time. So let's call in the light here. And also for Yom Kippur, Day of At-One-ment. Anyone have any other adjectives, nouns?
Holy fire.
Holy fire. Love.
Loving heart.
Forgiveness.
Healing.
Courage.
Faith. Unity.
Birth and rebirth.
Mm.
Renewal.
Mm.
Happiness.
Gratitude.
Community. Baruch atah Adonai, brichat Shekinah, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher nishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu Blessed are you, source of life, spirit of the universe, creator of dark and source of all light, who makes us holy through calling us to kindle the flames of Yom Kippur and marking this day as holy. It's the first time we're doing Yom Kippur this year. So we have that blessed Shahakianu. So please join us. Baruch atah Adonai, brichat Shekinah, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu, v'kiyamanu, v'higianu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, source of life, spirit of the universe, who has granted us life and sustained us and enabled us to reach this special moment. Thank you. Be seated.
Page 51, some other words by Reb Nachman. Narrow Bridge, it's been made into a lovely song. And just a couple words about a narrow bridge. I see it as a metaphor for life, that the narrow bridge is like our path forward in the present. And that we have to always make decisions on that bridge, always deciding the right thing. There's a word that I love in Hebrew called kavanah, and it's sometimes translated as the direction of the heart. And I'm thinking that to get from this place where we are now to our desired destination, we can't just, run fast. We have to orient a certain direction before we run fast to get there. And that's what kavanah is. It's turning ourselves into a direction so we can head that way. So that's the narrow path. And then Nachman says, above all is not to fear. And I'm just thinking that what gets in the way of making clear, loving decisions in the present moment? It's, fear of doing the wrong thing, fear of failure, all kinds of fears that block our ability to sense what we need to do and prevent us from doing it.
כל העולם כולו גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר מאוד. כל העולם כולו גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר מאוד.
All the world is just a narrow bridge, just a narrow bridge, just a narrow bridge. All the world is just a narrow bridge, just a narrow bridge. And above all is not to fear, not to fear at all. Above all is not to fear, not to fear at all. All the world is just a narrow bridge, just a narrow bridge, just a narrow bridge. All the world is just a narrow bridge, just a narrow bridge.
So we're moving towards what's called the Kol Nidrei, and it's so we observe what's called a quasi-legal type part of the service, as though we were a court. On page 52, it begins with the rabbi's confession. I'll read the first paragraph, and then everybody together can join me in the next two paragraphs. Transgressions involving the relations between humans and the eternal, or involving vows made to oneself, these are atoned for by the Day of Atonement. But those involving the relations between one human and another are not, until the one who has committed a misdeed has appeased the one who was hurt. And together. And so I do by forgive all who have hurt me, all who have wronged me, whether deliberately or inadvertently, whether by word or deed. May no one be punished on my account. And as I forgive and pardon those who have wronged me, may those whom I have harmed forgive me and pardon me, whether I acted deliberately or inadvertently, whether by word or deed. I'm not going to pass Torah around, but in observation of the legal perspective, we're going to open the Torah, which holds the Torah, which also means the truth. A light which transcends all limits and bounds is sown in our hearts at this time. We ask now that this light cleanse and purify us, renew us in joy, and release the Tzaddik, the saint, within us to shine forth.
Please join us in Or Zaru Alat Sadiq. Lai, 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 Light is sown for the righteous, joy for the upright of heart. Light is sown for the righteous, joy for the upright of heart. Or Zaru Alat Sadiq, Uli Yisrael Simcha. Or Zaru Alat Sadiq, Uli Yisrael Simcha. Light is sown for the righteous, joy for the upright of heart. Light is sown for the righteous, joy for the upright of heart. Light is sown for each soul, joy lives in our true heart. On life's journey we go. It's never too late for a new start. It's never too late to open our broken heart. Lie, 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 light is sown for On life's journey we go. It's never too late for a new start. It's never too late to open our broken heart.
Okay, now comes the Kol Nidrei. Christina, you want to come help me with a kavanah for it? An intention, thank you. Kol Nidrei means all vows. And we're just going to read a little bit of intention. Okay. We all start life off with an open, curious, loving heart, and then inevitably we get hurt.
Life can be cruel. Someone lets you down, someone shames you, betrays you.
Someone breaks your heart.
So we start making vows.
I'll never get fooled like that again.
I'll never talk to him again.
I'll never forgive her for what she did to me.
These vows we make, we take them to heart.
But the heart of stone isn't just armor that protects us from incoming attacks.
It also makes us less receptive to incoming love and surprise and blessings.
And that is why I believe we recite the Kol Nidrei prayer each year.
We come together to annul those vows we made that have caused our hearts to constrict.
Thank you, Christina. Those are the words of Rabbi Naomi Levy. And now we'll read the translation in English on page 53. And we could do that together at the top there, that paragraph at the top. All vows, oaths, and promises, and all manners of bindings of the soul with which I may bind myself, limit myself, constrain myself, from this Yom Kippur until the next Yom Kippur, may it come upon us for a blessing. I hereby release, disavow, and declare null and void from this time forward. The bindings shall not really bind, the constraints shall not constrain, and the limitations shall not in any way limit my power.
Yes, so we're going to do Kol Nidrei 3 times, and the first time will be cello only, the second time will be vocals only, and the third time will be cello and vocals, and I hope you'll join with us on that third time. By consent of this group, gathered here in this space, and consent of the powers on high, we will share in this prayer and admit we have erred, all together and apart, you and I. Sarei, Vicharame, Vikoname, Vichinuye, Vikinuse, Ushavut, Dinadarna, Udishtabana, Udiacharimna, Vidiasarna, Al-Nafshatana, Yom Kippurim zeh, Ad Yom Kippurim, Haba Aleinu Letova, Kol Hon, Icharatna, Icharatna vehon, Kon Yehon Shiran, Yehon Shiran. Yehon Shiran, Shvikin, Shvitin, B'teilin Mavutarin, La Shiririn, Vela Kayamin, Nidrana, La Nidrei, Via Sarangna, La Esore, Shavuatana. La Shavut. Yom Kippurim zeh Ad Yom Kippurim Aleinu letova Kol So please join us for the Baruch, and please rise if you're able or interested. And tonight we're going to do a combination of Baruch Dear One and of the traditional High Holy Day melody. I'm going to face the ark for the first time around. Okay. And if you'd like to do some body motions, these singers will be showing you how to bend your knee and you. What page is it on? Jordan? Baruch Dear One is on page 5. And after we do this, we'll do the traditional one, but I'm going to repeat every word because we don't have it written in there. So, okay. So, here we go.
Dear One, Shekinah, Holy name, when I call on my soul, I come home. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home.
Please repeat after me. Baruch Adonai Bricha Shechina Hamivorach Hamivrocha Leolam Vaed And blessed is the source of being that is always blessing us through time and space. You may be seated. I think we're on page 99. As the holy darkness descends upon me, I offer this prayer to you, my God. Please join us. As the holy darkness descends upon me, I offer this prayer to you, my God. May the peace and the holiness I feel this night remain with me always. May the peace and the holiness I feel this night remain with me always.
Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari
Thank you, Mara. Mara Cook is a new resident of Eugene. Welcome her. Can I say what your aspirations are?
Go for it.
She wants to be a rabbi. I say, let's do it. Yeah. And so she's working towards it, and she works at a synagogue up in Salem, teaching Hebrew school and helping to lead services when the rabbi's gone. So we're so grateful to have her here in Eugene. And Juliet Thompson also, who's singing with us. And again, Rob and Eric and Jordan, just remind everybody. So we're gonna, we're entering to the part of the service that's the Shema, and it's surrounded in love. And so we're singing a song of Katie Sontag's, which is very beautiful, and please join us. I think Jordan knows the page.
Oh, Shema, page.
You are loved, we are loved.
85.
We are loved, 85.
Cold water washes me down, bringing with it part of the ground. The giants tower high, the ocean nearby is calling me, calling me. We are loved by the river flowing to the sea. We are loved by the soil cradling your feet. We are loved by the sun, the moon, and the stars. We are loved, we are loved, we are loved. We are loved, we are loved, we are loved. Fog rolls in, kisses my face, mist and breaking, spiraling with grace. The sun shines through, showing all the blue, calling me, calling me. We are loved by the blanket of misty ocean air. We are loved by the mountains creviced with their wear. We are loved by the wind, the rain, and the clouds. We are loved, we are loved, we are loved. We are loved, we are loved, we are loved. I look out, the horizon so vast, telling me I can expand at last. Wind and water dance, shifting in a trance, calling me, calling me. We are loved by that never-ending line. We are loved by something so big and wise. We are loved by the breath, the rise and the fall. We are loved, we are loved, we are loved. We are loved, we are loved, we are loved. We are loved, we are loved, we are loved. Ahavat, Ahavat, Olam. Ahavat, Ahavat, Olam. Please join us on page 76. We're going to do a kavanah for the Shema. Would love if you'd sing with us. It was written by Emily Fox, who is doing services tomorrow morning on Zoom with her partner Yossi, Cantor Yossi.
just say the Shema is probably the most universal Jewish prayer around the world. It's just an affirmation of the oneness of all.
Please join us on All Life is Joined Together. You'll get the key. I'll do a little nigun. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Oh, life is joined together. Please join us. We are connected through the heart. Sometimes in our scattered universes, we forget that we are one. And as our hearts begin to open, compassion and love are who we are. Join us, all living things on this planet. Join us when we sing this song. So you can rise for the Shema if you choose. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Listen, Israel, the source of all our being. That source is one. Blessed is the holy presence. The splendor of its majesty shines through time. You may be seated.
Page 54, Mother, Father, God.
And this is like Hanan's signature Shema. So we bring forth Hanan, Rabbi Hanan Sills here with Rob, singing it probably for the past 30 years.
I believe the story is that the man who wrote the song was here in Eugene singing at the Wow Hall.
Fantuzzi.
Fantuzzi, yes. And Hanan was in the audience and said, you know, Shema would go really well with that song. And Fantuzzi invited him on stage, and they did it. He did it right there. So it belongs in our services for Rabbi.
54.
Let's see, where do I do this? Oh, yeah. You're my mother, you're my father, you're my lover, you are my friend. You're the beginning, you're the center, you are beyond the end. You're the colors of the rainbow, you're the pure white light in me. You are the rivers and the mountains, you're the sky, you are the sea. And I love you now, 'cause you help me see you in all, see you in me, 'cause I'm in you and you're in me, 'cause I am you and you are me. Branches of a tree might be many, but the tree is one. Petals of a lotus are many, but the lotus is one. Gurus and rabbis, teachers are many, but the truth is one. Prophets and religions are many, but God is one. And I love you now, 'cause you help me see you in all, see you in me, 'cause I'm in you and you're in me, 'cause I am you and you are me, 'cause I'm in you and you are me, 'cause I am you and you are me. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem and I will love my neighbor as I love myself. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. As you love yourself. As you love yourself. As you love yourself.
And Robin's going to read something for us.
And if you want to follow, it's on page 9. No, maybe no. I'm sorry. Jordan.
Oh, 6.
6, sorry.
I'm a little short.
I can't fix that.
And we shall love Shekhinah and the source of light with all our hearts. Each day we will celebrate life, and we will love and respect our children, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and the strangers amongst us as ourselves. And these words that we share today will be in our hearts. We will teach them diligently, gently to our children. We shall speak of them when we are sitting in our homes and walking by the way, when we lie down and when we rise up. We will write them on the doorposts of our houses and on our gates, that we may remember every day that God is love and we are all one.
And you shall love.
Page 54.
Ve'ahavta. ואהבת לרעך
ואהבת כמוך
ואהבת אני השם
ואהבת לרעך כמוך אני השם.
and you shall have love in your heart for yourself and your friends, to create a world of hope and peace. We were made in the light of Hashem, and you shall love, and you shall love.
Please join us.
And you shall love in the light of Hashem, and you shall love in the light of Hashem, in the light of Hashem,
Ashrit? It's traditional, following that to do a mikamoka. Okay. Sometimes liberation takes a lifetime.
Sometimes liberation can happen in an instant.
Seas part.
Gates open,
Our awareness expands.
and we are filled with awe.
Who is like you, source of life,
Who can compare to you?
source of miracles?
And please join us for the traditional Mikamoka High Holiday melody if you'd like.
99.
Michamocha ba'elim Adonai, Michamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele. So it's for Ashki Venu, please turn for,
Same page,
same page?
99.
99, okay. And Mara's going to share reading. No, you're not? Okay. Okay. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Ufrosa leinu sukat shalom, spread over us wings of peace. Shalom, spread over us wings of peace. Shalom.
So we're entering the, what Rabbi Hanan called the I section, the heart of the service, I part, going within. It's time of meditation, kind of connecting to the small voice within, your source. So however you like to do that is fine. Traditional Judaism, people stand, move, close their eyes. You can stay seated if you like, eyes open or closed, whatever's comfortable. Just a time of silence. And we're going to go into that with, I think Beth and Mara are going to do, Runa, Beth and Mara are going to do a little medley. It's on page 100, Tokli B and The Way of Simple. on page 100 if you want to follow along. And then it'll just go right into the silence. And I recommend just being with yourself and just being alone in that moment with I. But if you prefer, you're uncomfortable with that, page 78 or page 88 has some nice text you can read if you prefer.
I want to dedicate this High Holy Days to the Shekinah, the Holy Feminine Presence. And so we're going to be doing some beautiful music about that tonight. Hamayim zormimi makor chayim mi'ima shechinat ha'olam. The water flows from the source of life, from the mother Shekinah of the world. The living waters bring healing to one who is generous of heart. Enter, open your heart within my heart. Enter, open your heart within my heart. The water flows from the source of life, from the mother Shekinah of the world. The living waters bring healing to one who is generous of heart. Enter, open your heart within my heart. Enter, open your heart within my heart. Lie, lie, la, lie, lie, la, lie, 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 lie. Lie, la, lie, lie, la, la, lie, lie. Lie, 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 la, la, lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 la, la, lie, lie. Enter, open your heart within my heart. Enter, open your heart within my heart. Our wisdom awakens, our memory returns. Within these open hearts, the sacred fire burns. And the way is simple, the way is clear, the way is humble, the way is here. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. We're singing V'techezena. V'techezena Einenu V'shuvcha L'Tzion B'rachamim V'techezena Einenu V'shuvcha L'Tzion B'rachamim V'techezena Einenu V'shuvcha L'Tzion B'rachamim V'techezena Einenu V'shuvcha L'Tzion B'rachamim. May our eyes behold your return to us, your return for all of the world, B'rachamim. May our eyes behold your return to us, your return for all of the world, B'rachamim. May our eyes see with your compassion and our hearts open, B'rachamim. May our eyes see with your compassion and our hearts open, B'rachamim, B'rachamim,
We have,
Jordan, have you
Shabbat.
got page numbers?
55.
Please, sir.
This is another Shlomo Karbach melody that Hanan taught us. The translation is, my soul is yours, and my body you created. Have compassion on that which you've created.
Shola.
now going to ask Juliet if she will share with us the true meaning of life. These are the words of Rabbi Dalai Lama.
Well, this is it, the true meaning of life. We are visitors on this planet. We are here for 90 or 100 years at the very most. During that period, we must try to do something good, something useful with our lives. If you contribute to other people's happiness, you will find the true goal, the true meaning of life.
Makes it sound so simple.
So we ask now for Chaim.
For we ask now for Chaim, life, the source of all Chaim. And let this new year be a year of life. Oh, for your sake and for our sake, oh, power of Chaim.
And we're on page
40.
40. Okay, good. This is another one of Hanan's favorites. Okay. Rabbi Hanan, thinking of you. Zachreinu lechaim melech tzedakayim. Zachreinu lechaim melech hafetz b'chaim. V'kadvenu b'sefer hachayim v'matcha Elohim chayim. V'kadvenu b'sefer hachayim v'matcha Elohim chayim. Elohim, Elohim, Elohim. Elohim, Elohim chayim. Elohim, Elohim, Elohim. Elohim, Elohim chayim. Zachreinu lechaim melech hafetz b'chaim. Zachreinu lechaim melech hafetz b'chaim. V'kadvenu b'sefer hachayim v'mancha Elohim chayim. V'kadvenu b'sefer hachayim v'mancha Elohim chayim. Elohim, Elohim, Elohim. Elohim, Elohim chayim. Elohim, Elohim, Elohim. Elohim, Elohim chayim. One more time. Elohim, Elohim, Elohim. Elohim, Elohim chayim. Elohim, Elohim, Elohim. Elohim, Elohim chayim.
The Torah portion. So, Torah, the Ark is already open. Aruna Beth's going to share us some of words that she has found useful, and we have a few short personal reflections.
Good evening, everybody, and glad to see you on Yom Kippur. We never thought we'd have this many people. It's lovely. So many friends and faces. It's beautiful. So one of my themes was about restoring the Shekhinah. And I'm just going to sing a line. Can I have a B minor? No, actually a B flat minor. How about a B flat minor? Yeah, B flat minor. נחזיר את השכינה למקומה בציון ותבל גאולה. Let's return Shekhinah to her place, deep inside us and throughout all things and space. Return, O Shekhinah, to your place, deep inside and throughout the world. Your presence we embrace. Return, O Shekinah, to your place, deep inside and throughout the world, your presence we embrace. The words to that are in the feminine Hebrew, the Hebrew part by Marcia Falk, in the Book of Blessings. And many, many years ago, I was lying in bed and that melody just poured in through my soul in the middle of the night. And it felt like a shamanic call. Melody's like, yes, this is what I'm here to do. And I was going through some papers. I have a room that's just filled with papers. I have no shame. I close it off from the rest of the house, so it could look like my house is sort of in order, not now because of plenty for high holidays, but if you walk into that room, it's just piles of music and papers and things like that. And I just shut the door. But anyways, when I was going through there, I found a paper that someone named Beth Rose, me, my other name, wrote in 1988 from an effective communication class at John F. Kennedy University. I was studying transpersonal psychology, and I was like 32. And so the assignment was write a page on presence. What is presence? And I didn't know what to write, but I channeled this. And so I'm going to read it now. And I realize now that what I wrote here, I've been trying to do my whole life, and I'm still going to do to the day I die. So here it is. Presence by Beth Rose. For effective communication, that was the name of the class. Becoming present is coming home to myself wherever I am. I become more aware of the interactions of thought processes, feelings, and sensations within myself and the environment around me. Since presence illuminates and enhances what is already there, it doesn't always feel good. Sometimes it's just a shift in perception where I notice that I'm feeling bad, maybe hurt, sad, lonely, hungry, angry, tired, afraid, maybe even happy, maybe content. Cultivating presence directs me to any point of me that needs love or attention, or holds unfinished emotional or physical business. Presence reminds me to breathe fully, accepting and embracing my experience. It is as if a larger space opens up between, among, and around my thoughts and feelings. This spaciousness allows me room to make choices in my actions and behavior. Presence gives me the opportunity to choose to trust in the universe and to not resist what is happening in the moment. Becoming present, I find a part of me that observes without judgment even my judgments. This part can also bring a sense of humor to my sometimes too serious approach to life. Presence uncovers the wiser, intuitive, loving source part of myself that connects me to the universal flow of life. When I am present, I can allow myself to be loved. When I am present, I can allow myself to be loved. I can receive love. Presence sometimes brings me the gift of seeing and experiencing others without my judgments and projections in the way. Finally, presence affords me a more visceral, embodied experience of a loving life force and a deeper, more meaningful participation in all of life. It makes me cry, because this is just my path, and it's not like I have it together. We've just been practicing, right? So, looking. So the other thing that I was going to share tonight, in all my papers from the room, I ran across an article by Marion Woodman, who's a Jungian analyst, who is actually not around. I think she died in 2018. And And I ran across this, and I said, okay, I have to talk about this on Yom Kippur. Now I just have to find my pages, excuse me. It's like my house. Found it. So this is just an excerpted version of her talk. So, and this is, she took some of these things from the article, Elizabeth Lesser from Omega Institute, took the original article from 2004 and took some things out of it. When I say the feminine, I don't mean gender. I mean the feminine principle that is living or suppressed in both men and women. The feminine principle attempts to relate. Instead of breaking things off into parts, it says, where are we alike? How can we connect? Where is the love? Can you listen to me? Can you really hear what I'm saying? Can you see me? Do you care whether you see me or not? The great work of our time is to bring the feminine into this culture. I could translate that as the Shekhinah. Now, these are very serious questions, and the feminine is difficult to talk about because so few people have experienced it. The feminine is presence and relatedness, and a heart that can open so that when you meet another person, you actually are seeing that person's authentic self. What meaning does human life have if nobody has ever seen you? And she was a therapist, so she says, I can't tell you the number of people, men and women, who have sat in my office sobbing, saying, nobody ever saw me. Nobody ever had time to listen, so I am unlovable. The saddest word in the language. Sometimes I've had a real flood of feeling about somebody, and I put out my hand to them, and they say, don't touch me, I'm unlovable. And they mean it. As a child, that person was raised where the feminine was not present. You have to experience the feminine to understand it. Ask yourself, as a child, who saw you? Who heard you? Was there anyone with whom you could be totally yourself, who could hold presence for you, and to whom you could trust your heart responses and speak your soul responses? Someone who made you think, gosh, I'm somebody. They're happy I'm here. I belong. Again, the great work of our time is to bring the feminine into this culture, and it is not an easy path. How does each of us contribute? Believe it or not, it's done in the most personal ways. Take time to listen to your dreams, to write them down. Take time to recognize that there are things going on within you that need to be felt, or said, or lived, or grieved. Pay attention to these things that need to be felt, or said, or lived, or grieved. Pay attention to these things both in yourself and in the people in your life. Pay attention to the authentic self. To me, real power is about presence. It's the energy of knowing that you are who you are, and therefore speaking and acting from your authentic self. It doesn't matter what your work is. It's your presence that's the power. It's not power over anybody else. It's just the expression of who you are. Power in the sense of controlling somebody else is different from personal presence. That kind of power, patriarchal power, does not value other people. What I strive for instead is empowerment. Love is the real power. It's the energy that cherishes. The more you work with that energy, the more we will see how people respond naturally to it, and the more you will want to use it. It brings out our creativity and helps everyone around us flower. Our children, the people we work with, everyone blooms. Let's return Shekhinah to her place, deep inside us and throughout all things and space. Please join with me. Let's return Shekhinah to her place, deep inside us and throughout all things and space. Return, O Shekinah, to your place. Deep inside and throughout the world, your presence we embrace. Return, O Shekinah, to your place. Deep inside and throughout the world, your presence we embrace. Thank you for listening. So, I was thinking about, I get afraid of doing Devars, and so just in case I can't write anything, I decided I'd have the young people come. That's not the only reason. But I have inviting 3 people who have voiced an interest in Ad Olam, or being part of the Jewish community and have something to share. And I asked them, why are they here? Why would you come to a Yom Kippur service? It's run by all these old people here. Yeah. And we were once young. And so I wanted to know why. What is meaningful about it? Why would one want to come here and continue their Jewish connection of these holidays? What is the personal meaning? So I wanted to invite them up, Rose and Eric and Mara. So I think what I'll do is I'll have Mara go first, and then I'll have Eric, and then I'll have Rose.
So when Aruna Beth asked about why I'm here, and some of my first thoughts was like, well, I do it every year, or, you know, it's just what we do, and the music. And I think this year is different for me. I'm already gonna cry. My dad passed away this year. And so this time is not just about forgiveness and remembering, but it's returning to ourselves, but it's also the time we think of people who have passed. So I started writing a little stream of consciousness. While preparing for Yom Kippur, I thought about one of the stories we return to each year this season, Jonah and the whale. I took my students on a nautical adventure. I took them through Jonah's call to action from God, his rejection of this mission to teach the city of Nineveh how to be a Mensch 101, and his fleeing to the sea because it was too much for him to bear. But he realizes he can't run from God. God brings a storm, and Jonah knew it was for him because he was not in alignment with his purpose. As we were all crowded onto a bench, all of the students and I, our makeshift boat, pretending like we were Jonah on this ship, I thought of my dad, a seasoned sailor. He sailed into the great beyond this year, and he seems to pop up everywhere. This particular moment, in Jonah's shoes, in the middle of the tumultuous sea, I was put into one of my dad's sailing stories, in which he too is caught in a bad storm. He says that he can see 2 paths ahead of him, one where he lets fear overtake him and it does not end well for them, and the other where he stays calm and centered. This is the path he actively chose to choose, and turned navigating the waves into a game. He learned their rhythm and made it safely through the night until morning. I wonder if Jonah had a similar strategy. It was only once he accepted what God had for him that the sea calmed and the whale spat him out. I'm having a hard time accepting this one about my dad. But Yom Kippur for me this year is that reminder to return to ourselves, our centers, our soul, and to listen for what we are meant to do and feel our loved ones here with us. He came in a dream not too long ago, and he's come in a couple dreams, and it's been really wonderful. And sometimes I recognize how special it is that he's there and not here. And in this dream, I was trying to talk to him, but he was talking to everyone but me, and I kept yelling at him, "Dad, this time is precious. I want to talk to you. Why are you ignoring me?" And he finally looked at me and he said, "You have to stop seeing me as separate and as my own thing and start seeing me in everything and as one with everything." Still learning to do this, but I feel him everywhere, and that's what makes Yom Kippur even more meaningful for me this year, and that's why I'm here, and I'm grateful for singing with Aruna Beth and everyone, because it's healing. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Mara. I'd like to invite up Eric.
Hi, everyone. So nice to be here with you all, and that's really why I came here. This is an important holiday for me in terms of kind of reconnecting with myself at this time of the year, the change of the season as we're going into fall, and kind of marking that transition. And I feel doing it in community is really powerful. And I come here and put on clothing that my grandfather wore when he prayed, and it's powerful to me to not only be doing this alone, but to be sharing it, and through music especially, which really connects me to the universe, to my heart, and so yes.
Thank you, Eric. We're glad that you're here. And Rose, would you like to come up?
Hi, everyone. I was crying too. Excuse me. I am here in the spirit of teshuvah, in the spirit of repair and return, in the spirit of forgiveness and mercy. I am here because these melancholy melodies and these words and prayers echo in my bones. They strike a deep chord. I am here because I am tethered to something ancient and weighty and beautiful. I am here because it makes me feel closer to my ancestors. There is a whispering of remembering and return. Though things have changed and moved through diaspora, though they have been splintered and fragmented and sometimes forgotten, I am tethered still. And to be here is a homecoming of soul. I am here to respond to a call that drums in my blood and in my heart, to own my responsibility of tikkun olam, of bringing repair to the world. And what a strange paradox that my part is both impossibly small and insignificant, and also truly vital and essential. In order to commit myself well to the ongoing and interminable task of tikkun olam, I must return again and again to face my own brokenness, missteps, and shortcomings. I must speak to them in the language of grief. In order to contribute to the world's healing, I must tend to my own. So I am emptied, wrung out, and humbled. The Talmud says it well. Do not be daunted by the enormity of the world's grief. Do justly now. Love mercy now. Walk humbly now. It is not your task to finish the work, but neither are you free to neglect it.
Thank you so much, Rose, and everybody. And to end this portion, we're going to invite up Carly Loveling, the lovely Carly Loveling, and also all the people who were giving talks. Mara and Rose, would you come up as well? We're going to sing a song. And the reason we're having this song is that because of Miriam, because of Miriam's well. And Miriam kind of represents the feminine in Judaism. She had a well when everybody was in the desert during the Exodus, and it was of nourishment. And it says here in a book from All the Women Followed Her, she was the one we followed, the one who knew each of us by name. Healing rose from her touch as drink from the deep, as song from her throat. She was the well. In our hearts, we called her not Miriam, bitter sea, but Mayim, water. And Mara's Hebrew name is Miriam, and my middle name is Miriam. And Carly Loveling just happens to be another Miriam. And so I want to invite Juliet, and if you'd like to come up and sing this song, if you know it, Eric.
Page 100.
So I feel so honored to be in the great company of all these people that are going to help tend the fires and help prevent some of the fires too, maybe. So it's on page, We Shall Be Known. Jordan, do you have the page? 100. Okay, good. So please join us. This is a song for everyone to join.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
Thank you, Carly, and everybody who joined.
13 Attributes, page 101.
So we're starting the service of forgiveness. It's a little service within a service. High holidays tend to be long because there's a general structure of Shabbat and daytime services, and then they add another service in the middle, just for forgiveness, just for compassion, just for that.
Ready? After Moshe encountered his people with the golden calf, after he smashed the original tablets in anger, he returned to Sinai and confronted the One. Moshe asks to see God's glory. God agreed, saying, I will make all my goodness pass before you, but you cannot see my face, for no human can see me and live. I will shield you with my hand until you have passed by. Then I will remove my hand, and you shall see my back. My face shall not be seen. Moses does not see God, but rather he sees the qualities of the One as expressed in the experience of being human. Oh, 101.
Please join us in singing Adonai, Adonai, the 13 attributes. We'll sing them once in Hebrew and once in English. Adonai, Adonai, Erachum v'chanun, Erech apayim, v'rach chesed ve'emet, notzer chesed la'alafim, nose avon v'fesha, v'chata v'nakeh. Please join us in English. Shekhinah, Shekhinah, compassion and tenderness, patience, forbearance, kindness, awareness, bearing love from age to age, lifting guilt and mistakes and making us free.
Page 101. Aruna Beth's going to lead us with the introduction there.
So it's call and response. If I have hurt you, forgive me.
If I have hurt you, forgive me.
If I continue to hurt you, inform me.
If I continue to hurt you, inform me.
If I have touched you, return the touch.
If I have touched you, return the touch.
If I have separated from you, call out to me.
If I have separated from you, call out to me.
If I have forgotten you, remind me.
If I have forgotten you, remind me.
If you or I are anonymous, name us.
If you or I are anonymous, name us.
And Sandy, you want to help me with this? Same page, just below that, we're going to read I forgive, and then all join up at the bottom part. Okay, did I say you were black?
Yeah, no, I'm red.
Okay. Before I ask you to forgive me, it is only right that I forgive others who have offended me,
Who have damaged me unintentionally or willfully,
who have injured my reputation,
my property,
my body,
or who have hurt others I love or care for.
whether by thoughts, words, or deeds, and altogether. I forgive every person. May no one be punished on my account. Thank you.
So Jordan, are you going to read Reno's?
Yeah. You know us, Eternal One. You know all of our secrets, for we are of you. We are children of heaven, made in your image. You know all of our thoughts, our desires, and our deeds. Nothing is hidden from you. Although we are sparks of you, Eternal One, we often feel distant from you, and at times we become unbalanced. Our emotions and drives can overwhelm us, causing us to act impulsively and automatically without regard and consequence. Consciously and unconsciously, we act in ways that at our best seem foolish, and at our worst do harm to ourselves and others. Page 102.
Rob, would you like to join us? This is the traditional Asham Nu, and everything that we're confessing to, all these things that people do, it's an acrostic of the letters of the Hebrew alphabet. Ay 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 Asham Nu,
Asham Nu,
Bagad Nu,
Bagad Nu,
Gazal Nu,
Gazal Nu,
Dibarnu Dofi,
Dibarnu Dofi,
Evi Nu,
Evi Nu,
Vehir Shanu,
Vehir Shanu,
Zad Nu,
Zad Nu,
Hamas Nu,
Hamas Nu,
Tafanu Shocher,
Tafanu Shocher,
Yatsnura,
Yatsnura,
Kizavnu,
Kizavnu,
Latsnu,
Latsnu,
Maradnu,
Maranu,
Niatsnu,
Niatsnu,
Sararnu,
Sararnu,
Avinu,
Avinu,
Pashanu,
Pashanu,
Sararnu,
Sararnu,
Kishinu Oref,
Kishinu Oref,
Rashanu,
Rashanu,
Shechiatnu,
Shechiatnu,
Tiafnu,
Tiafnu,
Tainu,
Tainu,
Titanu,
Titanu,
Oy 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 oy. And Rob, we are light. Okay. Oh.
We are light.
We are light.
We are true.
We are truth.
We are infinite.
We
are infinite.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Jordan?
Okay, we're going to do the, on page 28, we're going to do the part where we acknowledge our transgressions. And we're just going to do this very simply and very briefly, so you can have a sentence, 28b. If you have a 28b, or sometimes someone say 29, I think. And I will read the first part aloud where it says, I need to speak. And I need to speak these words aloud to know that the universe hears them. Forgive me, source of all being, for the ways I have missed the mark. That's Hebrew concept of sin. It's not like this terrible evil thing. It's like you missed. Aim again, try again. I get caught in the old patterns and paradigms. I'm stubborn and hard-headed. I regret my errors, poor judgments, missed opportunities, and wrongdoings. But I have done these things, and I confess it now. Although I personally did not do all these things, I know that in taking responsibility for one another, we can heal. So all together we will read the bold. Just follow my lead. Between each one, I'm going to leave a little bit of time for you to think about it. You can read the bullets if you want, just to think about how you've done that particular transgression. So together, forgive me for not taking care of my body. And pause. And forgive me for not allowing for emotional excesses to control me, or me allowing to. And the third one. Forgive me for not recognizing the limitations of my judgments. And the last one. Forgive me for not treating others with love and respect worthy of their true nature. And at the bottom, we will seal it with a little prayer.
For all of these, source of our being, forgive us, pardon us, help me to be at one with you. V'al kulam Eloha salichot, salach lanu michal lanu kaper lanu. May all we do tonight return us to the light, forgiving and forgetting, releasing us anew.
Page 50. The bottom of the page, I'll read the English and then we'll have the song. Avinu Malkeinu. O Mother and Father of life, please hear us and give us your grace. Our guide deep within us, O hear us and give us compassion and mercy and peace. O guide us through your grace, justice and mercy to all. O guide us and teach us, grant justice and mercy. We shall be free once again.
going to do one paragraph from Who by Fire for the Untitled Chapter.
Page 15. No, was that 92 or 15?
So we have a couple songs for this, so this is more of a kavanah. And who
92.
by fire, 92? 82?
92.
Okay, two. And who by fire, who by water, who in the sunshine, who in the nighttime, who by high ordeal, who by common trial, who in your merry, merry month of May, who by very slow decay, and who shall I say is calling? And who shall I say is calling?
Catherine and Mitchell, you come, just wait here. I'll call you up in a second. Unatana Tokaf is one of the most difficult prayers in Judaism. As a matter of fact, I gave this to Mitchell to help me with, and Catherine, and when I gave it to Mitchell, he looked at it, he came back to me and said, "I'm not reading this garbage." He didn't use those words, but that's what he meant. And it's understandable. The rabbis tried to get rid of this prayer a long time ago, but it has a lot of meaning. People demanded it stay, and here it is. I've rewritten it a little bit, but I'm going to start just with a little paragraph of introduction, and then I'll have a paragraph of at the end also. It's on page, what is it? Page 56. Unatana Tokef, this is just, this isn't in there. Unatana Tokef is one of the most difficult prayers in Judaism. It begins with an image of a judging God sitting on a throne in the clouds. In some kind of annual ritual, this kingly figure decrees our fate for the following year. Most of us recoil at this omnipotent authority calling the shots. Yet, the heart of the poem is not about God. Rather, it is a series of questions that force us to recognize our ignorance of how and when we will die, or how and when we or our loved ones will suffer. In admitting our lack of knowledge and control, we are left wondering just how much say do we have over our own fate. The author is asking us to reflect on how we should live our life in the knowledge of our ignorance. The poem proposes an answer, but the answer is also mysterious. Let's hear the poem.
I stand before you on this holy day, in awe of its magnificence. I'm aware that all is you, and it all flows from you. My judgments and beliefs fade into nothing in your light.
The great shofar will sound, and your mystery will be revealed. As your still small voice sounds throughout your creation, my efforts are impotent to change anything.
You write the mystery of who will pass and who will be born, of who will die before their time, who by fire, who by water, who by sword, by famine, by disaster, by disease, who will die peacefully, and who will suffer. Yet your book is sealed from my eyes, so I wonder, when and how will I pass?
Only three things are truly mine. Teshuvah, how I stand in relation to you. Tefillah, how I stand in relation to myself. And tzedakah, how I stand in relation to my fellow beings. And only making these things whole can the harshness of life be decreased.
Through tshuva, I come back to you, returning to your light and love that is my very being, yielding to your rhythms and tides. Through tefillah, I attune my body and mind, opening to the awe and harmony of the unfolding universe. And through tzedakah, your compassion pours through me.
I come from dust and will return to dust. Meanwhile, I survive a broken, imperfect being, desperately hanging on to a fleeting dream, beneath which I am still as dust in the wind. And my life is a being, is a fading flower and as tenuous as a dissipating cloud. And you, Spirit of life, are boundless and without end and permeate throughout all.
In the words of the author, teshuvah, tefillah, and tzedakah, return, prayer, and right action, can deflect the evil of the decree. So perhaps after all, we can influence the course of life events. Can teshuvah, tefillah, and tzedakah alter us in such ways that lead to a better outlook? Maybe teshuvah might sometimes open up new possibilities that could strengthen our relationships. Maybe tefillah could give us more empathy towards others that will increase the goodwill back to us. Maybe right action could help us build stronger community. What goes around comes around. Maybe we can pay it forward and it will come back to help us avoid diversity or survive calamity. But even when fate cannot be altered, can we soften the harshness of bad events? Maybe the perception of badness is just our own self-judgment. Ultimately, who's to say any particular death is good or bad, whether by fire or by old age when asleep? The deeper meaning of this prayer is that by focusing less on worrying about tomorrow or the details of our demise, we might turn our attention to the meaning of our life, the meaning of our story, our legacy. It's not found within the plot elements of how we suffered or when we died, but rather on the qualities of our character. Perhaps we might decrease the harshness of the decree by becoming less concerned with how we will die and more concerned with how we might live.
Please turn to page 15. You write the mystery. Just so you know, we've just got about 10 more minutes left. So hopefully you'll stay to the end. We're almost there.
You write the mystery thinking this would be the take the place of Who by Fire and all the interpretations. But we're going to get Rob's take on it in that we have a relationship with the mystery, and everybody individually has their own relationship with it. And it could be energy, so many names we've given to creation and creator. And here we are at this precipice of sealing the book, and how can we turn ourselves and make the repairs we need? And this song sort of asks those questions. And there's a little call and response, so hope you'll join.
The mystery, who shall pass? You write the mystery, who will be born? You write the mystery, who will suffer? Write the mystery, who will live in peace?
I can make repairs.
I can make repairs
In the world and in myself.
in the world and in myself.
I can build a life.
I can build a life
Filled with purpose and prayer. Filled with
purpose and prayer.
I'll find a way to give.
I'll find a way to give.
When I see there is a need.
When I see there is a need.
You write the mystery.
Who shall pass?
You write the mystery.
Who will be born?
You write the mystery.
Who will suffer?
You write the What if I lived my life
What if I lived my life
like this were my last year?
like this was my last year?
How would I transform?
How would I transform?
How would I face my fear?
How would I face my fear?
I cannot know your way,
I cannot know your ways,
but your presence is clear.
but your presence is here.
You write the mystery.
Who shall pass?
You write the mystery.
Who will be born?
You write the mystery.
Who will suffer?
You write the mystery.
Who will live in peace?
Now it's time for announcements, and I've already announced almost everything. I just want to remind people the schedule for tomorrow's out there. Emily and Cantor Yossi will be doing a Zoom meeting. Should be lovely. I'll be there. And then the afternoon we'll be doing a Nila service, which is mostly some more music, short service, and then followed by the Break the Fast. And I didn't mention donations before. I think most of you saw there's a donation box out front, but there's also envelopes if you didn't bring anything or want to send a check in later. And there's also it's also possible to donate online. Just go to adolam.org and there's a donation tab there. And thank you again, everybody. Why don't we skip ahead to same source?
Yes, we're skipping the Aleinu, but you guys are all here, and we all know we're here together for a good to help heal the world. And this is a predecessor to the Kaddish, where we do a little prayer for all of our loved ones who've passed, and this is a kavanah for that.
68.
And when we're out there and feel alone, let's take a breath and come home inside ourselves to what is true, that we are love through and through, to rest inside your love, our love, to rest inside our love, to rest inside our love. Because your love and my love come from the same source, come from the same source. Your love and my love come from the same source, come from the same source. That source feeds the force for all of life, for all of life. That source feeds the force for all of life, for all of life. And as life dies, our love flies back to the source, back to the source. And as life dies, our love flies come from the same source, come from the same source. Your love and my love come from the same source, come from the same source. So I'd like to have Eric come up and help lead the Kaddish.
Page 71, I'll read a little Kavanah for it. Kaddish contains no reference to death. Rather, it voices the spirit of the imperishable in us. It is an affirmation made in the midst of death or sorrow, which sounds the repeated theme of life. It confronts us with life's paradoxes.
I'd like you to call out your names. If there's anybody that has passed that you're thinking about, it could be any time. This is the grand Kaddish where we can bring in anybody. We can call out the names. Joan Rose. Jordan Tilborough.
Terry Cook.
Mary McCaslin.
Special love to Mara's dad. Terry. Anybody else? Okay, here we go. Yitkadal v'yikadash shemei Rabba, v'yamad yivrach yirtei, v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayavon v'yomechon, v'chayei t'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv yimru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach, yalam amei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shmei t'kudashah v'yirihu, le'ela yimkol v'chata asher tushbechata v'nechamata, ta'amiran v'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama Rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yalko Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom v'yomav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'yalko Yisrael, v'yalko, amen. May the one who makes peace in the heavens help make peace for us, for all of Yisrael, and for all who dwell on earth. And I would like Carly to come up. We're going to sing the last line. It's time now. And then we'll sing Oseh Shalom, and that'll be the end. So glad you came. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. So everybody, please rise and connect with each other. It's our closing song. If you're not too worried about COVID, you can lock arms or, just do what you feel comfortable. I personally have had COVID and I'm vaccinated. I give up now. So, may the one who makes peace above help make peace for all of us and for all of Israel and for all who dwell on earth. And let us say, Amen. Oh, say Shalom Yiramav. Huya say Shalom Aleinu. Ve'yavo Yisrael. Viru Amen. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'yavo Yisrael. 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 Oh, say Shalom Yaseh Shalom Aleinu ve'yavo Yisrael. Viru Have a great fast.